Did you ever drop something behind you and then have to turn back and look for it? Is it so much different than having to look back over the years and asking ourselves the question, do you remember way back when? Do you remember way back when you could send a letter anywhere for only 2 cents? When bananas were sold by the bunch instead of by the pound? And cows gave only one kind of milk? Say, remember when all pet dogs were called Rover and newspapers had only one headline? Remember when that little voice inside you was your conscience and not a pocket radio? Do you recall when bowling alleys were for men only? Remember when radios were called receivers, airline pilots were called aviators, and a car was called a machine? Remember the old crystal sets in radio, and the announcer didn't give you a spelling lesson with every commercial? Do you remember way back when filters were only on cameras and not cigarettes, and charcoal was to be burned in a stove, not to be breathed through? And remember when the wide open spaces were out in the country and not in the sky, and the only one racing for the moon was Vaughn Monroe? Do you remember when telephones came in only one color, and a woman's hair turned white or gray, never blue or lavender? Do you remember way back when? Remember way back when to the days of the horseless carriage and the divorceless marriage? Remember when permanent waves came into style and permanent wives went out of style? When grounds were found in strong coffee and not at the bottom of a weak reason for divorce? And haven't times changed when these days all you need for a divorce is a wedding? Can you remember when perfume was named after flowers and not after emotions? Remember when a woman standing on a streetcar was just too much for the average man's conscience? And was it so long ago we'd run out of the house and look up every time we saw an airplane? Remember when people used the expression, money talks, but the American dollar didn't have to speak 50 different languages? Remember when foreign affairs were lots simpler? Russian was a dressing, Havana a cigar, Panama a hat, and Cyprus a tree.